And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Dynasty, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing Team Vitality. Ooh, it is Solar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the French Terran player. French Terran representing Team Liquid, it is Clem. You can hear that I'm like turning on autopilot because it's getting late. It's it's 1 a.m. in the morning here, 1 a.m. And we're going to be here for at least another hour, maybe another 2 hours if this goes all the way to the ace match. So I would like to get some food at some point after the cast, and then I pass out. That's my plan. For now, we're settling into our game here. Again, it's going to be Hatchgas full standard opener by Solar. Meanwhile, we see Clem going for his own Rax Expand setup. Now, one of the big reasons why Dynasty is typically vetoed in this map pool and is typically considered to be Protoss or Terran favored for when a Zerg player is involved is because of the goal base. This goal base is very difficult to take as a Zerg player, which is why Solar takes his regular natural. It's very difficult to take as a Zerg and very difficult to punish the opposing player, as Clem is going right for the gold. So again, this does track. This makes plenty of sense. The reason for this is because you need range units. It's very common to open up with Reaper or even have Marine drop play or Hellions, like you name it. The goal base is going to be punished, so the Zerg player has to avoid this. It is a bait. If you take this goal base first, you're going to get punished hard here, whether it's against Protoss or Terran. On the flip side, with Ling Bane early on, you can't really punish the goal base of your opponents. You can't really do much of anything, so Clem is freely able to expand here. We've seen a lot of Terran players even go CC first on Dynasty. Clem is just going for a standard Rax Expand instead. Now, what I will say is that because of the layout of this map in solo games, taking the linear third as well, still avoiding the goal base, usually you don't take this gold until you get it as a 4th or a 5th base. This could have been the 3rd, and then this could have been the 4th. It looks like the gold is going to be the 5th instead for Solar, but basically you don't get it until later on when you have map control. But what I will say, usually when we see Zerg players against Terran on Dynasty, we see a lot of Roach play. That's how you can punish this, is if you commit into a Roach heavy composition with Ravagers, and then you can like harass a little bit more, you can apply some pressure here, you can try to punish it, you can be a little bit more assertive and a little bit more aggressive. So we've seen a lot of Roach play here by Zerg players on Dynasty. In saying that though, Solar isn't really much of a Roach player, so I don't know if he's going to embrace it. Which is why I was really curious to see why Solar didn't veto this map and what he has planned, what he has in store. Behind this, Clem going for a 1-1-1, by the way. This makes sense. So a 1-1-1 is more aggressive, but if he was afraid of Roaches, this would make sense to get into fast Banshee production. As I say that, we are going for a Cyclone and we don't have a Tech Lab. We're not going for the add-on, so we're going for an early drop. What is happening? This is a unique build. Okay. We're going for a Marine Hellion Cyclone drop here. A bit of a kitchen sink from Clem, but I believe this is designed to hunt down Overlords. I believe Overlords are ideally going to be chased down by this. So you go for the add-on swap for additional Hellions. No additional Cyclones! What is happening? There's the 3rd CC now on the way. We're going for the Tech Lab on the Rax. It's too late to add on swap, so this should be for like a Viking follow-up. There we go, going for a Liberator instead. Drop is moving out. And we do have our next Raxes again. This is to eventually work towards Stim. And we'll see what we can get done, as Clem has seen the 3rd base. Dropping into the natural, does come across an Overlord. But Lings are in position. The drop is forced back. Again, a really interesting start here out of Clem. I mean, more than anything, this just looks like an Overlord clearing squad. Like, we have Cyclones moving out, we have Marine drop moving out as well. We catch one Overlord, and we can maybe catch a second. We're hoping to. Oh, speaking of, yep. Yeah, so this is just an Overlord clearing hit squad here from Clem. There's that Roach Warren that we spoke about. Again, so far, I don't think we've seen anything but Roach play on Dynasty. It's always led to roaches, and even Solar willing to embrace the roaches here as well. Which again makes sense if you want to try to punish the gold and try to like assert yourself in some way. I was curious if we were going to see like an attempt to like Spire play, but yeah, that's not happening. As Liberator does arrive, we do pick up a couple of drones. 2, 3 drones, 4 drones going to be going down in the Hellions. They're coming from the right-hand side. Oh, Solar having a hard time. Can he keep that mineral line alive? So far he can, but the Hellbats, they do morph in. The Hellbat Cyclone has arrived. We collapse here on top of the Queens. The Roaches, they pop out just in time. We will defend. Ooh. We will defend. We will hold on. At the same time, a Ling counterattack. We bust into the main base. The wall's not a wall. The wall is wide open. We bust into the main. Marines are going down. Can we deny Stim? Nah, Stim should finish, but we're going for the SCVs nonetheless. Workers are falling. And Clem is racing back home. Oh, even the Cyclone gets caught out. And before the game can really get going, this Ling run by may just clean things up. We get 16 SCVs. Oh god, this is just far too much damage here. And again, this should not have happened. As Lings, they get into the natural as well. SCVs are going to be falling. We did click on the base though. And at the same time, we're just rallying our roaches across the map. We're going for combat shields. Is under fire. 19 SCVs are fallen. We are muling our hearts out. And it looks like combat shields will be denied as we bust through into the main. Solar cutting workers at 39, committing to his all-in. But this all-in hitting after he'd already crippled the economy. Just things going from bad to worse here for Clem. And the Roach push, it looks like it's going to be too much. Once again, Roaches are the answer on Dynasty. Ooh, as we shut down the Cyclone, GG gets called, and Solar takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, I don't think the Ling Flood was the initial plan for Solar. It's just went for a Ling counterattack and the wall happened to be open. It's like, oh, okay, let's go. And Solar was able to take advantage of Clem. Wreaked havoc initially with the Ling Flood. Of course, his roaches did pop out just in time to defend. Did deflect the initial Cyclone Hellbat aggression. And with that, Solar did snowball out of control. GG, well played. Solar takes the lead. And now I'm a little bit concerned. Because Dynasty, there's a reason why it was Clem's map pick early on. Is because he was meant to be favored coming into this. Now we're coming into some more standard maps, some more macro-oriented maps instead. So, Solar coming into this with a lead is going to be a pretty big deal here. We'll see if Clem can bounce back. Again, I'm sure he can. Here on Alcyone, we should be seeing something more standard, like, you know, 3CC into 111, you know, like Hellion Banshee into a 4-base setup with Biotech. Like, we should be seeing a more standard game here, but we'll see. We'll see what Clem has in store for us. Likewise, I shouldn't get ahead of myself because we have seen Clem play mech. We have seen him play quite a bit of mech here, especially on larger maps. That is also a viable option here for him. We'll see. We'll see when and if he does whip out the mech again at some point in the series. For now, I'm hoping for Biotech. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alcyone, we have our red Zerg player representing Team Vitality, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. The KFC Cup trophy should be a bucket of KFC chicken. It should, I mean, it is. Kind of. If you ever see Yaku cast this, Yaku, he makes his own backgrounds, and he does have a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken for his KFC logo. That is true. Oh god, I'm dying a little bit. But spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Oh my god, are we opening up 2-Rax Reaper? Looks like we are opening up 2-Rax Reaper instead. Okay, interesting. Now, there are a couple of different follow-ups to this. There are some different follow-ups, but for initially, we do have our 2-Rack setup here. This is designed to deny the third. This is designed to deny the third base to get some economic damage done early on, to take a lead, and to expand behind this. There are 3-Racks variations, but I'll be honest, I haven't seen a 3-Racks in like 6 months. Maybe, actually, probably more than 6 months at this point. It's been a long time. Been a long time since we've seen the 3-Racks variation. For now, it's just 2-Rax Reaper into a third base. So the way this works is that we're going to be making up to 3 Reapers. We make 3 Reapers and we move out across the map. If Solar does try to take a fast 3rd base, and if he's greedy, then Clem has the option to make a 4th and 5th Reaper to make sure he denies the 3rd and get some economic damage done, and then he transitions behind it. So this should be 3 Reapers, but there's the option to go up to a little bit more if Solar's greedy. So Reapers are going to be moving out. CC is going to be on location. This can lead into a 2-on-1, or it could lead into a 4-axe. So if this was Björn, I'd lean towards 4-axe. Like, Björn is very fond of 4-axing here off of this. But this should be just a 2-on-1 here from Clem. 2-on-1 is the stim timing, for those who are curious, with medevacs. Meanwhile, Reaper moves out. Does dip into that natural as well. The Overlord does confirm the opener, so Solar's fully aware, and already damage is being done. Already, there's no 3rd. There is no 3rd base. Reapers are amassing, they're moving out. We do have our initial 3 Reaper setup, and it looks like we don't have the 5th Reaper on the way, but we are making a 4th Reaper here for Clem. He checks, he confirms that there is no 3rd base, so he cancels the Reaper. I mentioned before that you don't need additional Reapers if they're stuck on 2 bases. So already a really clean execution here by Clem, containing Solar to 2 bases, and that's the goal here. That's the entire goal of this build, is to delay the 3rd for as long as we can. Dip into the main. Oh, we do get caught out for a moment, but nice movement here by Clem. He does escape. Does escape the surround. Will back off. And behind this, we're going for a natural. We're going for a 3rd CC, so it's going to be a 3CC 2-on-1 as we have the Tech Lab and soon to be Stim on the way. So far, a solid setup here by Clem. Meanwhile, Solar droning. Solar also has to piece this together as well. Before we get into that, the Reapers do get eyes on the 3rd base. They're trying to apply a bit of pressure here, forcing out the Queens. Now, we should not force a cancel as Link Speed kicks in. Link Speed does kick in. We do try to set up this round as well. Good foresight by it. Solar, and he will get one of these Reapers. Oh, he doesn't. Oh my god, he barely gets away. Queens hop in, there we go. 1 Reaper goes down. And the others should be hunted down as well. I say should be. The KDA charge. Oh my god. Really nice kiting here by Clem. Trading as best as he can. Does get away. And we're following this up with a roach push. That I was not expecting. Okay. So, the scary thing here is that because of the build of choice from our Terran player, no Hellions. No Hellions. The only map vision we have is the Reaper. It's very important that these Reapers survive. They should be dead. They should be dead. Because of that, this Roach Warren should not be scouted, but because they're alive, we can still get eyes on the Roach Warren. But now the Lings, they do get surrounded. Oh, they pick off one of the Reapers, and they're going for the other as well. And the Reaper, do we get into the natural? Up, we do. We slip into the natural base. Clem, he gets behind the middle line. He sees everything. He confirms the Roach Warren. Big scout here by Clem. And bunkers immediately are thrown down. He's getting ready back home. We have bunkers on the way. We have a Banshee production already on the horizon here for Clem. Now, this is another kind of layer to the build. This was supposed to be a 3CC 2-on-1, and it is, but we're going Banshee first. We're delaying medevacs. Because of that, no spores. There's no spores here because we don't need spores, because why would we need spores? But the Banshee is revealed defensively back at home, and we should be getting spores momentarily. Now, there we go. So just like how Clem scouted the Roach Warren, Solar, he scouts the Banshees, thankfully. And now he has the tell to throw down spores to get ready for the Cloak Banshees. So we're having a back and forth here. 3rd base is getting up and running here for Clem. 3rd base getting up and running for Solar. Because of the delayed medevac production, even though we have Stim, I don't think we're hitting a Stim timing. I think Clem is stuck at home. No medevacs to sustain. At least until they come out, we are just going to be chilling here instead. Chilling back at home, mate. So we're making our way towards the mid-game here. Whew. We're settling down. Meanwhile, double event chamber for our upgrades. Roach speed is on the way. Because Solo got scouted, that's why he didn't go for the Roach push, because Clem is a good enough player to be ready for it. So Solo didn't risk it. He didn't waste any resources. Setting up more defensively. 4th base being taken, is spotted, and we could even force a cancel. A couple of hits come in. But the Queens are going to be able to rotate over. Another Banshee towards the natural, but there's a Spore in position, and we take a lot of hits. Good control out of Solar. He saves the fourth, and he preserves his drones. Oh, I spoke too soon. We get one. One drone goes down. Meanwhile, Clem is building up towards a 1-1, towards his upgrades, tank production as well. Medevacs are now out. We should be active with drop play. Because we're not active with drops, I'm curious if maybe Clem is going for a big 3-base push. How many Raxes are we on? 5. Okay. We're on 5 Raxes. We're taking extra gases. We're going for a 4th. Yep, second factory, 4th CC should be on the way. Clem is pushing, but Clem is not all in. Should not be going all in. Clem moving out. Gonna be knocking down these rocks, getting access to the 4th base. Solar is aware. Solar rotating around. Clem does push in. And we're just diving on forward. Solar's out of position, by the way. He misreads this. Ay. Solar doesn't spot the army, does miss the rotation. We take down the base. The hatchery does fall, and we can take this to the roaches, by the way. Big tank bullies. The tanks are cleaned up. We're going to be dropping into the main base, but again, killing the 4th was worth it. Was worth it so far for Clem. Dropping into the main. No Bailings, by the way. Without Bailings, Mass Marine can trade very well, very efficiently. We shut down the Roach, the Spore, the Lings. We pick up, we get the hell out of here, dropping towards the 4th base once again. There are 2 queens, but only 2 queens, by the way. We're going for the queens, we're going for the drones, we're going for whatever we can. We're snowballing out of control. 1 queen falls. Don't quite get the second. Yeah, Lings are trickling into their deaths here as well as we drop back into the main. The Vipers! No! Get out of there! The Vipers are exposed. Banshees once again applying pressure towards the natural. Meanwhile, the reinforcements moving towards the 3rd base. We have a tri-potent attack here by Clem. And Solar, he can just barely keep up. He's not keeping up. Hive is double working towards Ultras. That might just be too little too late. As the Banshees, they find more drones here at the natural as well. Drones, Lings, even potentially Banelings as well. Job coming back in. Don't quite get the queen. And it looks like we're finally cleaning this up. Finally, the Marines are going down, but that's only because we have another triple drop to reinforce. Yeah, and Solar, he's just lost too much at this point. He has such a deficit here when it comes to his economy, when it comes to his army. And it all started with the initial push here at the 4th base. Again, Solar, he had creep, but he was getting ready to defend outside his 3rd, if you remember. He was rotating here instead of keeping up with the army, and yeah, one wrong move. Being caught out of position one time can sometimes just cost you the game. And it costs you the game here as Clem, he's maxed out, he's rallying everything he has across the map. He's not holding back, not this time. Triple jump into the natural. Main push, pushing right through towards the 3rd. We have some Vipers, we have Blinding Clouds. But even with Blinding Clouds, I'm not so sure. Yeah, the army, we just stand and deliver here. We run out of Bailings. We stim on top of the Ravagers. GG gets called, the Solar has nothing left, and Clem ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. Again, a very aggressive style here out of Clem, opening up 2 racks Reaper. Did very well for himself, delaying the 3rd base, getting a full scout as well. His Banshees did pay for themselves. Even though they got scouted, they were able to pick off a lot of drones and distract Solar. And likewise, Solar's initial Roach Ward was scouted, so he wasn't really able to make use of it. It's like, he really kind of fell behind there as well, stuck with Roaches, had a hard time keeping up with the movement here of Clem as well. Was caught out of position. GG. GG, well played. Whew. We're tied up and we're going to game 3. As a reminder, it's a best of 5. It's a best of 5. We have plenty more games ahead of us. We still have more to come. And if I remember correctly, Game 3 should be on Site Delta. Another one of those more standard maps. I don't expect 2x Reaper. 2x Reaper is not too amazing here on this map, but we'll see. We'll see what Clem brings to the table. We'll see how he does adjust coming into Game 3. Let's go. Let us go. And we'll see if Solar can actually get into his game this time. Like, again, when it came to game number 2, Solar, he was just kind of one step behind almost the entire game. He was just never able to really get into his stride, never able to get into a solid economy, never able to get into a solid army either. He just couldn't play StarCraft, Bobby. But here we go. We're getting into Game 3 and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Site Delta. We have our South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Vitality. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the French Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. What are you saying? Kentucky Fried Chicken less than Albuquerque baked turkey. What did I just read? what am I reading right now? Oh my god. I feel like now I need to try some turkey. I don't know. But alright, I was meant to say earlier, I was supposed to get KFC today in commemoration of KungFu Cup. I was supposed to get some KFC. Unfortunately, I didn't. Next time maybe. We'll try to order some chicken. I'm so hungry. Next time. For now, hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Solar. Meanwhile, the Rax is where it should be, so it is not going to be a 2x Reaper build this time. It's a much more standard opener by Clem. Something much more standard here on Site Delta. Which means Solar is going to have a much cleaner early game. A much more comfortable early game, and we should be seeing a more back and forth mid game here between Solar and Clem. As Solar's third base won't be delayed, his economy won't be delayed. He's not going to be as tempted to go into a Roach Warren either, so we should be seeing a much more even back and forth. But we'll see. It's a little bit too early to make that assumption. As for now, Solar getting into his 2-base setup. Drone headed towards the third. SCV will get eyes on this. We do respond, and we do chase down that drone. Reaper is on the way. The goal here is to delay the third base, but we move out with a second worker, and Solar will expand. He takes his third. He saves his drone. Lings have arrived. Reaper dips in. And with good enough control, we shouldn't be losing anything here. Oh, the Ling is getting low. Ooh, one Ling does go down. We even invested into 6 Lings. Oh, we get a second Ling as well. Yeah, some brutal losses there from... I mean, I say some brutal losses. Not the biggest of deals, but 2 Lings do go down. And we invested into an extra pair of Lings. So, Solar bleeding out a couple of drones here, basically. Like, the larva could have been workers. As behind this, we have a 3cc setup by Clem. 3cc into potentially Banshee. We'll see if we get a tech lab on the racks, and if we set up for an add-on swap. Starport is on the way. We'll keep an eye on the production for that tech lab. I mean, the Banshees did very nicely in the previous game, but it was also because it was a 2-1-1 variation, so Solar was a little bit less prepared for something like Banshees. I mean, he scouted it, but still wasn't aware of Cloak. Speaking of, there's a tech lab on the way, so we are primed for the add-on swap for Banshee production. As Clem, he wants the tumor. Oh, doesn't get it. Oh my god. Calm down, Clem. At the same time, the Hellies, they dip into the natural base. Lings are in position, but only 4 Lings. Remember, 2 of them went down earlier, so we are able to break through. The Hellies, they bust into the main base. They clean up the Lings. Ooh, drones are lining up. We got 1. Only 1. Whew. That was close. Only 1 drone goes down. Did I speak too soon? As the Hellions, they do reinforce at the third base. Lings are in position. Solar does affect the army. catching that Hellion, forcing him back. At the same time, Overlord goes in, and Solar does confirm that the opener of choice, the 3cc 111 into Banshee. So Solar should be getting ready with his spores. There we go. Spores are now on the way. So far so good. Solar's keeping up. There's a little bit supply blocks. Does break out of it. Clem getting his 3-1-1 setup here on 3 bases. Is going to be playing Bio, thankfully. No mech, not yet. As Clem rotates around towards the 3rd base, the Queens are out of position. We do keep up. Clem does not commit. And she's slipping in from behind, but the Spore is ready for this. So we have a bit of a dance here with the Queens, the Banshees, and the Hellions, and the Lynx. It's on Solar to keep up with the Hellion Banshee. It's on Clem to drag Solar out of position and get in with one of those units. As second Banshee is going to be reinforcing. We get eyes on the 4th base. The Queens are keeping up with the Hellions. Meanwhile, both Banshees head towards the main, or head towards the head towards the 3rd. We do manage to get a couple of drones. 2 drones go down. We threaten the Queen. Spores in position. Ooh, the Queen takes some extra hits. And we get another 2 drones. Transfused just in time, but we get 5 drone kills. That is some good damage dealt by Clem. He does get away with both these Banshees. Again, Solar was kept busy by the Hellions. And he was exposed. And as the Queens move out to stretch creep, the Hellions, they move in. They go for the mineral line. They don't quite commit. We do threaten though. Behind this, we do see Clem getting into his 3-1-1. Now his 5-rack setup on 3 bases. We're amassing Marines, we're amassing tanks. Meanwhile, Solar is working towards his Lingbane Hydra. We mentioned before that on a map like Site Delta, with more standard openers, we should be entering Lingbane, a much more standard back and forth game here between Solar and Clem. We're getting there. We are getting there. Now, what I will say, even though we've lost a lot of drones, the creep is looking good. The creep is looking solid here from Solar, reaching that halfway marker in the center of the map. But here comes the initial push of Clem. The 7-minute timing has arrived, I believe, with 2 tanks. Yes, with 2 tanks, 2 Banshees, a Bio, we have Sim, we have Combat Shields, we have 1-1 finishing up just in time. A very close timing here by Clem, but we pounce on the army. We try to. Oh, the Queens are a bit exposed. The tanks, they do siege up. Solar, he gets punished for his dive, bleeding out one of these Queens. And the Overseer as well, and an Overlord. Again, that was so close. Solar almost catching the tanks, but he was caught out himself. Without that Overseer, the Banshee's wreaking havoc. Another Overseer comes in. Banshees are caught out. Ooh, as the Banshee barely does escape. Meanwhile, the tanks are sieging up. We're laying aggression. We're laying siege upon the fort. Solar getting ready for a surround. And without those Banshees to support this army, we can break this. So Clem, calm down, Poppy, with the mana mule. Here we go. We collapse on the army. We should clean this up. The tanks are going down. The Bio as well. Clem. So BM. Obviously he misclicked. That's fine. Meanwhile, double jump into the main. Oh, actually double jump towards the 5th. Again, the tanks were cleaned up, so for the most part we should be okay. We leave enough Lingbane to defend, but we're going for the hatchery. The hatchery taking a lot of hits. And the drop does maintain itself, is still alive, goes into the main base. Clem keeping up his aggression. Solar a little bit late to respond, bleeds out a Hydra. Hydra goes down, Hellbat's more fin. Ooh, big melee connections. Whew. Very quick reaction there by Solar. Shuts down the Hellbats. Meanwhile, Solar, he catches out the drop. And he's going for a desperation counterattack instead. We're looking to break this 4th base. Solar, he has to hold. Queen goes down. Lings, they bust into the 3rd. But we have plenty of reinforcements. Yeah, plenty to defend. Lings, they get 6 SCVs. We're pushing in towards that 4th base. Double jump into the main. Gets cleaned up. The mine! Big connection. Big connection on the Ling main. You can see Soul trying to bait the army onto creep. Gonna catch out the bio. We stim. We take down 2 queens. And the hatchery, it's gonna fall. It's getting close. We save the base. Big Bailey connection as well. Solo will clean this up. At the same time, second army moving out towards the southern hatchery. It's low. Solo, he's out of position. The base, it should be a snipe here on the base, and it will fall. Finally, a hatchery does go down. Decent mine connections. Oh, where are the Bailings? Yeah, they're a little bit too far behind. So good trade from Clem. At the same time, pushes in towards the 4th. This time, though, Solar, he's paying attention. He's ready. Does defend. And Solo might be losing bases, but... Oh, no! Big split there. But he is keeping up in terms of supply. Ooh, no reaction out of Clem. Clem paying attention elsewhere there. Takes some Bailings to the face. A good trade for Solar, finally. Takes a good trade, but still being pulled apart. The base still under fire. That's a cancel in the hatchery. You can see Solar is waiting in the main for the drop. Meanwhile, Lurker Den is about to finish up. Hive is done. Lurker Tech is a good way to slow the game down and to try to stabilize from this point. Solar, does he have enough to hold on though? Drop once again towards the southern hatchery. The minefield has been set up. Hatchery getting low. And the base will go down. Another hatchery falling here. Solar, his economy, it's hurting, it's struggling. Force a bit of friendly fire. No detection. Oh yeah, the Overseer's on the way. It looks like we should clean up these mines though. Just in time. Not gonna be the best trade. I think we're gonna be trading some of these Bailings. Bailings do go down. Clem reinforcing immediately. And Solar, he has no creep here. Barely any. Yeah, lurker upgrades are on the way. No lurkers yet, though. We need them. Yeah, Zimmer orders a tank the Bailing shots. Solar is holding on. Viper has arrived. No lurkers yet. Lurker upgrade still on the way. Oh, the Viper. Oh my god. The Vipers, calm down. Mine shot's gonna be going off. Parabombs here on the Medivacs. Nicely done. Medivacs are finally going down, and Solar, he forces this back. Ooh, even friendly fire towards the end. These are ambitious lurkers, but they're revealed. They're revealed to Clem. And we have Ghosts on the way. Ghosts are in production. Clean up the army. Do we have detection here? We do, thankfully. Overseer has arrived. And now Solar, he has his 4th, he has his 5th, he's working on a 6th hatchery. The lurkers, no! They're left alone! Ooh, 2 lurkers go down. These are expensive losses here for Solar. It looks like he will burrow in time, he will hold. As another lurker goes down. 3 lurkers in total. Now, like, we're on the brink. We're on the cusp here. Like, once Solar hits, like, a good amount of lurkers, the turns will table, and then suddenly, because this entire game, it's been Clem being the aggressor. The entire game, it's been Solar defending here for, like, 15 minutes, 14 minutes at this point. But finally, he can hold with the bare minimum, and he can push himself. And he catches some ghosts! 1, 2, ooh, almost 3 ghosts go down. But again, the turns are about to table. Basically, it's been like Solar being the punching bag for like 14 minutes, and now it's time for Clem to take some punches. As I say that, we do catch some queens. Queens are going down. We can see Clem setting up back at home with planetaries, with turrets. You can see that map control now is in favor of the Zerg. Vipers are amassing. 3-3 on the way. Lurker upgrades are all done. And now Solar, he can play. Let's go. Before that, though, we do catch out some Ling Bane. Clem moving out here towards the south. Solar, does he respond? Yeah, there we go. He's going to be responding here, moving up with a big lane counterattack, though, with Banelings and Lurkers. Base is going to be going down at the same time. We do catch some SCVs. And Clem, he's pushing deep onto creep. Uh-oh. The Ghosts! The Ghosts have to get the hell out of here as Solar, he does not get on top of them. Does not get on top of the Ghosts again. Solar still has a big army here across the map. He wants that planetary. He wants the base. But liberation zones, they have arrived. Bailey's, they crash into the base itself, not into the SCVs. Clem holds. Clem holds. Those Bailings were a little bit lackluster there from Solar. Nidus into the main base. Solar trying to desperately take a sixth. Trying to take a sixth base here. And the creep is receding. The creep is good in the middle of the map, but towards the edges is lacking. Nidus does finish in time. Lurkers pop out, but we have liberation. We have freedom. Yeah, we do have our liberation zones. Ghost, they clean up all the Lurkers. This Nidus one was not worth it for Solar. Bleeding out every single Lurker. At the same time, he tries to punish the center base. He gets forced back. Now, what's the most scary here for Solar is his economy. His economy is actually struggling right now. He doesn't have a bank, a mineral bank to work with. As Clem has been more efficient. Pushing on in. Oh, bleeding out some Ghosts, though. That was a bold move by Clem. Is going to get surrounded. There we go. Reinforces in time. Forces back Solar. And the Nidus towards the left-hand side. Denying a base. Clem taking top right. Already a planetary. Ooh, that is brutal. I believe Solar has not scouted. He doesn't know. If he did, he needs to stop this base from getting up and running. But alas, is unaware. Is in the dark. He's got eyes everywhere else. Denying the base towards the south. Overlord here towards the center. He has vision here towards the left-hand side. Does catch some Ghosts. Ooh, do have some Infestors burrowing around. They're lunking, Papi. They're lunking. Rotating over. Base getting up and running. Is spotted. Is scouted. Solar now knows. And he's going right through the center. The mine shots. Oh my god. Not quite connecting. Oh, nice EMP here on the Infestor and the Viper as well. Yeah, this is going to be an awkward push here, but the Liberation Zones, they're out of position. We're pushing in towards the Ghosts. And it looks like we will break these bases. 2 orbitals go down. Yeah, Clem caught between 2 armies here. Or just caught with a split army, I should say. So he wants the Ghosts. He wants them. Can't get them. Has to pull back. He got 3 bases. Got 3 orbitals. Reinforcing once again. Trying to chase down those Ghosts. There is a fungal available, but the snipes! Ooh, take down the Infestors. Both Infestors go down. Good snipes here by Clem. So we have to pull back. Still dancing with the army. Solar still not able to do much about top right. Oh, the Mule Hammer was real. Long distance mining. These Ghosts are looking very exposed, though. Yeah, speaking of the Lings, they come in for a surround. They want the Ghosts. They left completely on their own. Yeah, Marines and Widowmines finally going to be reinforcing, but we bust into the natural. Big Bailey connections. Mine Shot's not looking too bad, though. We did take down some Ghosts, but not enough. How many Ghosts was that? Oh god, 17. To be fair, that was over the course of the past couple of minutes of a very back and forth trade. 17 Ghosts have gone down. Now we can see Solar getting ready to punish top right. At the same time, though, Clem is already taking bottom left. And he looks like, yeah, he wants that hatchery. Drones are going down. Solar's responding, which means he doesn't deny top right. Uh-oh. hatchery goes down. Solar, he gets here, but there's nothing for him to really do. Ah, but there we go. We did leave some Ling Bane. We go for the planetary, and it's going to go down. Good pick off there by Solar. Clem splitting up his army, goes towards the north. We're leaving some Marines and Marauders back at home to defend. As Clem now has a fresh new mining base that will sustain him. Sure, he may have lost a third, but the third was already mined out. Doesn't matter. Not anymore. As Solar, it looks like he wants the northern CC. Lurker's trying to come in. Gonna be forced out. Solar pushing forward by Clem. He's in position. Does have to siege though. Big mine shots. And big mine shots on the Lings. Solar being forced back. Yeah, again, Solar, I mean, he's sticking with a more mobile army composition with Ling Bane, Hydra, Viper, but he's just having a hard time keeping up. He's being pulled apart. Big Fungal! The ghosts! Finally! We catch the ghosts and they all go down. Oh my god! Solar has been looking for it this entire game. He will lose a base towards the south, and this drop is getting out of hand. Ooh, and Solar pulls back home. He does not deny the northern base. Lurkers will defend, and where is our army headed? Bottom left. It's got to be bottom left. But again, how many ghosts did we get? 9 ghosts there. How many ghosts are left? Still plenty. Plenty of ghosts, Pappy. They're just now popping out. Oh, did I say plenty of ghosts? My apologies. I looked at the wrong tab. 2 ghosts! There's only 2 ghosts left. That's not plenty, Pappy. I misspoke. That's not plenty at all. We're down to 2 ghosts remaining so far. Really rough trade pushing up these ramps for Solar. I mean, he has the big advantage with the ghost count being reset. For some reason, I looked at the units lost. I was like, oh, he's got 27 ghosts. No. That's my bad. He's got 2. We're yoinking another ghost. Solar still not at his best here, though. We're bleeding out a lot of Ling Bane. And potentially even a Viper as well. So rough trades here from Solar. Now pushing forward. Gets the power bomb off. Good split here by Clem. Solar taking the center base. Unfortunately, though, again, Solar, he's unable to deny any of these new fresh bases here. Like, despite catching all those ghosts, he wasn't able to do anything with it. That was meant to be a big moment for him, but because of this, Clem is remaxing. There we go. As the Lunkers, they rock up here. They deny mining towards the south. Big reaction by Clem. And the main army, where are we headed? Do we go for the kill? Do we go for the natural as these Lurkers are going down? Do we push in towards the natural, or do we push in towards that northern the northern CC? And finally, this planetary is going to fall. I mean, it's already mined out quite a bit. It's already done well for itself. Reinforcements coming from behind. Big Fungal! Ooh. Big Fungal here on the bio. Solar takes down the base. But again, Clem is still mining from these southern bases. He can still sustain himself as much as Solar. Now Clem, he's going for the hatchery. Solar, can he keep up? He's coming. Solar in a bit of trouble here, going for some Lurkers. Does expand towards the north. Ooh, big snipe on the Viper. But we catch the ghost. 1 ghost left. Sorry, 3. 3 ghosts left. We caught 3. Solar trying to hold on here, flanking the army. We go for a Fungal, and oh, we don't quite land with it. It grazes the army. But we do catch every single ghost once again. Not a bad fight there from Solar. Again, both players have battered and bruised. Both players are struggling for money, for resources. Liberator does arrive. Catches some drones. Solar, he's going for the for the planetary. He's trying to. Clem is in position. We're going to try and push in here. The concave looking good. We go for the base, though. The base, it's going to go down. We barely do get it. Vipers coming in, catching a lib. Good picker. Pulling back to the safety of the lurkers. Big smash shots going off. Nice snipe shot on the Vipers, though. We're down to 1 Viper, down to 0 Vipers. Oof. Aye, aye, aye. But with the Liberator going down, we can resume mining. There's another 2 Liberators and 2 more on the way. Clem just ensuring that there is no economy here for Solar. There's no answer to the freedom. Meanwhile, Clem expanding towards the south. Retaking the space. Is this the main? Did the main float over here? Potentially. Not too sure where the main went. Right, going off. No shot. We would have floated the natural if that was the case, right? Yeah. Oh wait, is this the main? I just realized there's an orbital here. My bad. That could be the main base. As we do clean up that lurker again, we retake control of bottom left. It wouldn't be a bad option. I was gonna say for Solar to expand at this center location, but there is a Liberator here. Solar cannot expand. We're bleeding out some leaves for free even. Yeah, speaking of, drones are falling. The Liberator harassing the late game is brutal. And Solar, he's losing everything. 18 drones go down. Ay, ay, ay. Also, all those links went down to the Liberator as well. We have the freedom. And we don't have Corruptors to deal with that. We don't have any Vipers left over as well. There's just no good answer for these Liberators, and yeah, this may just be it. It's been a grueling back and forth. For the most part, Clem was in control of this game. Then Solar was trying to wrestle back control, but was having a really hard time. It took Solar a really long time to actually punish any bases. Like, a lot of these planetaries and CCs were up and running for so long. And by the time Solar was knocking them down, like, it didn't matter. Like, when Solar killed this base and when he killed this base, we're already mined out. We're already mined out at that point. Solar pushing in big EMP here on the Vipers. Solar is breaking through, though. We do have a lot of supply elsewhere with the drops. But again, Solar, he's all in. He has no sustain left here in this game as he bleeds out base after base. Solar, he has no economy. This is all he has left. We're going for the Nidus. Get a good effort here from Solar when it comes to like trying to fight back map control and even get bases up and running. But it did feel like there were some opportunities potentially to deny some CCs or deny some planetaries where he wasn't able to. The planetary does hold. Ooh, we get the Infestor as well. This is not the best fight for Clem. He has to pull back to the planetary. Calm down, bud. Calm down. Meanwhile, he's taking the northern base. Solar, he's on 1 base economy. Lings dip in. Let's go. We're getting some SCVs. We do manage to get a couple of workers here. And the Hydras are on the hunt. Can they catch some Marines? We can. Honestly, these are some really good trades here from Solar. He's doing the best here with what he has. Oh, the mines! No! Oh. So just take a mine to the face. Vipers have arrived. Here come the reinforcements of Clem. Again, Clem, he does have the supply lead. If Solar could keep fighting like fragments of the army, if he could keep fighting like a drop here or there, or like a handful of Marines here and there, then he could pull this back. But Clem does consolidate his forces, catches Bailings. Going for the Vipers. Has to be careful. Not to overextend. There is 1 Infestor for Solar. It's coming. Okay. If we can land a good fungal, if we can connect with a fungal, if we can collapse on this army, if we can avoid some of these mine shots, there's a lot of ifs. Oh, some big mine connections there. And we even force some friendly fire. The fungal! Oh, quick pickup out of Clem. He does get away. The Metamax, he gets lifted and we focus it down. Oh my god. The Metamax, it will go down. We clean up the army. We deny mining here at the center base. At the same time, we have a drop wreaking havoc, killing more hatcheries, but it doesn't matter. We deny the most important base here for Clem. Clem, he's down to 4 mineral patches here towards the south. Meanwhile, Solar, now he actually has a base up and running. He gets the CC. This base, it's back up. We have an economy. We can make units back. We can make lings. That's all we need. Uh-oh. Winter Mines, we need to calm down. Winter Mines are drop. We have the drop here still pushing towards that natural. Winter Mines are cleaned up. And Solar, he's in this. He has a better economy than Clem. For the first time this game. For the first time in 30 minutes, he has the economic lead. For now, as we do have an orbital on the way, do go for the mules. Good ling harass here from Solar, catching some SCVs. No, the Hydras! Ooh, expensive losses here as they get caught move commanding. The Hydras, they get shut down. Ooh, we cannot afford these losses. Ay, ay, ay. Again, Solo looks like he was distracted by the drop. And now Solar is down to 1 Hydra. 1 Hydra left, 1 Infestor, 3 Vipers, and a Dream. So mining is denied for Solar. Likewise, Solar denies mining here for Clem. Clem still has an economy though here at this center base. Oh, Viper goes down. Going for the power bombs. More Marines on the way. I almost believed here in Solar. I mean, he still has a chance, to be fair. Oh, well, yeah, we catch the Infestor. GG, Clem. He does just outscale Solar here and will take a lead 2-1. GG, Poppy. Oh my god. I was almost a believer. GG, well played. Oh my god. Again, a very aggressive, very dynamic back and forth there. For the most part, though, as I mentioned before, it did feel like whenever Solo was knocking down bases, they didn't matter anymore. A lot of the planetaries that finally got killed by that point, like they were already mined out. So Clem was able to maintain his economy for the most part in that game, while also punishing Solar. There were a couple of moments, if you remember, where Solar, it was when he caught all the ghosts. Remember when he caught 9 ghosts, and there were 2 ghosts left. There were 2 ghosts left when he caught all the ghosts of the fungal. It was in that moment where I was like, okay, now we gotta go. We gotta go and get some planetaries in. We need to go kill some bases. And Solar instead, if you remember, he tried to push through the natural. He tried to go for the kill, which I understand, right? Like, it makes sense because if you break the natural, you end the game. But he wasn't quite able to do so. He was having a really rough trade, bleeding out a lot of Ling Bane. And he lost his momentum. Clem stabilized as his production was able to keep up with the army of Solar even after losing all those ghosts. And Solar just wasn't able to break in there. And Clem got away with, again, all his bases. And GG. GG, well played. Things got more chaotic as the game went on, though, to be fair. Like, where we were catching out more ghosts and Hydras are getting caught out as well. Those things got very close there. But GG. Clem takes it. And now Clem is 1 game away from winning the series. He's 1 game away from winning the entire series. Solar, he's up against the wall. He's up against the wall, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the next map is Amphion. Ooh. The next map is going to be on Amphion here, so Solar, he's going to have to bring something different to the table if he wants to try to force that ace match. Best of luck. Best of luck to Solar. See how things do settle. Catching up. A lot of Terrans mass ghosts now in TvT. I mean, Terrans have been massing ghosts in TvT for a good couple of years. They like it's the go-to in TvZ. I feel like, yeah, for a very long time. Like 5-6 years. I mean, when was the Ghost copy pasta made? When was that made? When was whenever that was made, like maybe like 2016. That was the rise of the Ghost. No. But to be fair, you know, towards the end there, it was things just got very scrappy, very scrappy, very scrappy. Oh. Oh. Prefer Popeyes? Popeyes doesn't exist here in Australia. Popeyes is not a thing. Unfortunately, I don't know. There's like a bunch of chains that don't exist here. Only in America. Oh. But here we go. We're settling into our next game, into potentially the final game of the series. Will it all end here, or can we force an ace match? Because this player here in the bottom left-hand corner, he needs your energy, he needs your support in the chat to force that game 5. Representing Team Vitality, the South Korean Zerg player, it is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 2-1, 1 game away from becoming this week's KFC champion. It is Clem. Here we go. Whew. I remember I went to Popeyes in Texas. You guy told us that we went to the bad one. Oh, what? There are different Popeyes? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Aye. Nah, never been to America. Never been. I don't have much reason to go anymore. I don't know. I remember my goal as a fan, of course, of StarCraft is I would have one day loved to have gone to a BlizzCon. I would have loved to have gone to a BlizzCon specifically for the StarCraft World Finals. But obviously in the COVID era of StarCraft, or in 2020, there's no more StarCraft at there's no BlizzCons, period. But there were no more StarCraft finals at BlizzCon anymore. So it's like, oh, now I have no reason. Like that would have been my reason to go. It's like, never mind. No BlizzCon anymore. Okay. Smooth. That would have been my reason to go. I missed my opportunity. It was same with Korea, right? Like for Korea, I would have loved to have gone to a Pro League finals, but yeah, Pro League stopped being a thing. So it's like, oh, okay. Smooth. Thankfully though, this year I went to Katowice. I went to IM Katowice. So at least I've been to one offline event. One IM. We made it, papi. We made it. Crossed off the bucket list. Yeah. But now, though, we're settling in. It's going to be a Hatchgas full standard opener from Solar. Meanwhile, Clem going for the Rax Expand. Nothing too crazy. Reaper dips in. We hide the drone. Let's go. As Lings are moving out across the map. Bold move here by Solar, by the way. The drones. Oh, we dream off in the Spore. So far, the Reaper gets nothing done. Lings are on the way, and can we get the SCV? Wild choice here by Solar, by the way. But I guess he knows that, of course, the Lings can avoid the Reaper, specifically on this map. Oh, God! Spore gets morphed in. Another Spore as well. Lings do arrive. They delay the CC. Not a bad start, but we're forcing out a lot of Spores, and we want the drone! Ooh, one drone goes down. Oof. A rough loss there for Solar. Was this worth it in the end? We delayed the base, but we forced how many? Like 3 or 4 Spores. We killed the drone. Delayed a lot of mining time. It's a bit of a give and take. As we're settling into our 3 bases. That's not what I said. Wait, what do you mean? All right. Esther Sheldon. You're an animal, Pop. You're an animal. KFC in America apparently is bad though. Yeah, fun fact, I had KFC in Europe, and it is different to the KFC here in Australia, actually. I do think the KFC here in Australia is better than European KFC. I mean, I say in Europe, I've had KFC in Poland specifically, so maybe KFC in Poland is different from KFC like in Germany or something, but it is different, which is weird. So I don't know what American KFC is like. I mean, I would assume that American KFC should be the best one because like it's from Kentucky, right? Like the place, like the state or city, whatever the hell it is, in Texas. Maybe not. I don't know. Meanwhile, our double drop has arrived. We're going to be dipping in towards that natural. We are in position. The drop is going to be forced back for now. And behind this, we're going for BCs. We have the fusion core on the way. This is not going to be a 3cc into Banshee. It's going to be a 1-1-1 into BC into a delayed command center. Oh my god. Now Ling does slip in, but Ling is going to be shut down. And we have battle cruisers soon to be on the way. Looking at the vision of Solar, he has not seen much, but we do have a Spire in production, thankfully, for Solar. I'm pretty sure he plans to go into Mutas, but the Spire will give him access to Corruptors, or he could even go into faster Mutas to shut down the initial BC. This opener, I feel like, is going to work out better here for Solar, but he still has to piece it together as the Overlord is now coming in for the Scout. The Scout is on the way, double drop still being active. Oh, the Lings, they do catch some of these Marines. Good pick up. Oh, the Wintermine! He's going to be shut down as well. Kentucky is a country neighboring Texas. I thought so. Yeah. They've got their own flag. They've got their own anthem. Like, the United States is basically just like Texas and Kentucky, right? Well, that's NA, I should say. So now we're able to keep up. Meanwhile, looking at the vision of Solar, he does go into the main base. He does get eyes on the BC. Does spot the battle cruiser. He's aware. Spores are on the way. Queens are amassing. Mutas are in production as well. Now, Mutas can deal with the initial BC, but we're teleporting across the map. We head straight for the main base. Queens are getting in position. At the same time, though, we have a push here towards the right-hand side. And I worry that we don't have enough. Yeah, I worry that we just don't have enough here. The Lings are getting roasted by the Hellions. The Mutas, they dive on the Marines. Thankfully, there is no stim, but the Hellions, they wreak havoc here on the low ground, in the mineral line. The drones are getting roasted, and this may just be too much, as every worker is going to be going down. 21 drones, 24. Can we keep going? We can keep going. We can run past the Queens if we wanted to, but we are forced back. 24 drones go down. The BC gets away. Or trying to, at least. Mutas are on the hunt, and Solar, he takes a massive loss here. We come in for the repair. The BC survives. We shut down the Mutas. And there's got to be nothing left here. I mean, we try to come in with some Lings, but we have plenty of Hellions here to defend. Solar, he's in a world of hurt. He's in so much trouble right now as he has nothing left. GG gets called as there's no answer to the BC and the oncoming mech, and Clem will end the series in style 3-1 with BC. GG. GG, Papi. Behind it, he was making Vikings. He was throwing down more starports, and I'm pretty sure he intended to play mech there. Again, we've seen Clem play mech plenty of times, and I think that was going to be the plan. But regardless, didn't need to even get into the mid game into his mech style as he snowballs out of control. GG. Clem will be our KFC champion. Congratulations, Papi. Congratulations. GG, well played. My condolences to Solar. Again, Side Delta was much more... there was a lot more potential in Side Delta to bounce back. But Clem was looking a lot more dominant here on some of these other maps. Like Alcyone was well in favor of Clem, for example. We saw Clem, of course, snowball out of control here in Game 4 on Amphion as well. GG, very well played. We have our champion. Solar did well for himself. He did very well for himself. If you remember, he 2-0'd Max Packs, he 2-0'd Creator. Like Solar, he showed that, hey, he could definitely bring it to the Protoss players out there, whether it's the best Protoss in Korea or the best Protoss in Europe, the best Protoss in the world. I mean, didn't play against Hero, but still did very well for himself. But here against Terran, bit of a different story here in the finals, in the best of 5. GG. GG, well played. Clem will take it. And with that, we're done. We're done for tonight. It's 2:30 a.m. in the morning. I would love some food. I'm starving right now. I'm going to go get some food, and then I'm going to go pass out, as it is very, very late here this Wednesday evening. If you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft, let me just double check. If you want some more StarCraft, we're going to be coming back here in less than 24. Oh, no. No, I'm not done. I forgot. Oh, my God. I forgot, Papi. I forgot. We're not done tonight because we have another cast. We have another cast. We're going to be going on a short break. My apologies. I completely forgot that we have the House Open Cup. We have another tournament starting up just now as we speak. It's going to be a Polish-only tournament. Food will have to wait a little bit longer. I'll probably end up eating at like around 5 a.m. or something. It's fine. We have another broadcast here. It's going to be House Open Cup number 10. That is a Polish-only tournament. If you're a fan of European Polish players like Geralt, Cristiano, Spirit, Laser, Mana, and so on, and we have you covered with the House Open Cup. Yeah, I forgot. Let's go. I believe the event started during the finals. It started like 20 minutes ago. So yeah, the bracket is underway. I'm gonna head over to the European server. We have some casting to do. We have some StarCraft. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna be going on a short break. I need a couple of minutes to set up the overlays. I need to set up all the overlays. I need to I need a delay as well. Wait, no, there's no delay. Okay, we're good. I need to set up all the overlays, and then we'll be jumping into some more StarCraft action. So again, we're going to be going on a short break. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here, and the cast continues. Meanwhile, if you are maybe heading off for now, and if you maybe are not interested in more StarCraft, then tomorrow we have you covered. Tomorrow we're going to be going over the ESL Open Cup Americas replays. So we do have a replay cast tomorrow. As tomorrow there's nothing live to cover, so we're going to be going over the ESL Americas replays. We might go over some ESL Europe replays as well. Might have that as okay. I'll so I need some time to set up. Okay, I'll join the next one. Okay, beautiful. Okay, it looks like yeah, they're underway. They're underway. Shout out to Indy. Indy's going to be casting in Polish, and we're going to be casting in English. Also, predictions do need to be paid out. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we'll have the House Open Cup. See you soon.